Okay, so now we have installed Cognos, we have configured Cognos, the Cognos is working fine. We know what is the public folders, what is the my folders, where to launch the report studio, analysis studio, query studio, the business insight or the workspace advanced, and other studios in administration as well. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, since I've been using SQL Server and Teradata as the databases that I've used, Oracle is also one that I've worked upon. I'll be using the SQL Server over here since that's easily available. So after installation of SQL Server, you'll be getting uh, something like this, and you can always open under the Microsoft SQL Server, whatever version you're installed, you'll get a SQL Server Management Studio. So once you click on this Management Studio, it'll open up something like this after connecting to the database. So after connecting to the SQL Server, let me just close and open it once again. So here I open from this portion SQL Server. If I open the SQL Server, that's the Management Studio where you can run the SQL commands and all that stuff. So once you connect to the SQL Server, this is the window that you'll be getting. Okay, now you go to databases, and since I've already imported the sample databases, that is Great Outdoors Sales and Great Outdoors Warehouse, these two databases are given by Cognos along with the software in the samples folder. So you can go to the Cognos samples folder, you'll see a backup file of SQL Server. Go to the SQL Server and get those backup files and add them over here. Now I'm going to tell you how to add them over here. Click on databases, right click on databases and click on restore database. Now you can go over here from device, click over here and add. Once you click on add, you can locate yourself to go to IBM Cognos samples, web content, samples, data sources, SQL Server. Okay, and you have certain backup files over there. I have not placed them right now, but since when you have those backup files, you can just click on those backup files, okay, and you can select the particular backup file and press OK. So once you press OK, the backup file will come over here. Click OK, OK, and you'll get this database added on to the SQL Server. So now the database, that is our database, raw data is ready, but we need to attach it to Cognos connection so that we can use into a framework manager and all that stuff. So how to do that? For connecting your raw data to the Cognos, we have to connect it as a data source connection. So for adding the data source connection, we need to go into the IBM Cognos administration. Once you go to admin, go to configuration, and you have your data source connections over here. Right now it must be empty for you. So you can just click over here on this small, database shaped icon with the positive sign on top, new data source. Click on new data source, write whatever name you want to write, like let's suppose Go Sales. Okay, and click on next. Now I'll be adding an SQL Server, so I'll be using a Microsoft SQL Server OLEDB. Okay, you can use IBM DB2 or Cognos, or you can sorry Oracle or Teradata, whatever you want to add. Teradata ODBC is there. Okay, Oracle is here, DB2 is here. So I'm using SQL Server OLEDB, and I just click the default gateway and click next. My server name is user/SQL Server. Now how do you get your server name? Okay, go to your Management Studio, click on File and Connect Object Explorer. This is your server name. That's your identification, that's your password. Once you're creating your installing your SQL Server and configuring it, you can install an SQL ID password. You can even go in for Windows authentication while installation. I have gone for an SQL authentication. So I have just copied that server name over here. The master database name is Great Outdoors Sales. That you can see over here. That's the database name, great_outdoors_sales. I'll be using the same database over here and connecting and making a data source connection. Now I have a password over here, so I'll write the user ID and the password. Now I'll just test this connection. Once testing the connection, click on test. It may take some time to test the connection. Okay, so the test has succeeded. It is fine. Now I can close. I can come back and I can just move ahead and nothing to change over here. Just click finish. And I got my data source connection as Go Sales. So now this Go Sales has become a package kind of thing which has been exported into my Report Studio and Framework Manager and everywhere. Since Report Studio and Framework Manager are pre-default loaded with the the packages of this default databases, so we'll get them into Report Studio as well. Okay, so now what we can do is we can just click over here or the home page and we can come back to our home page over here. Okay, so now since we have made the data source connection, ideally the next step is to go to Framework Manager, use that raw data, manipulate it to your own business logics and then make it as a business data, and then transform and load it into a data warehouse. That is, publish the package, make a package and publish the package so that the package can be used into Report Studio and other studios for working further. Right now I'm not going to go into Framework Manager and make the package right now. We'll be covering that into the end of the slides because that is a little advanced. What we are going to do is we are going to go launch to Report Studio. And let's see how the Report Studio goes ahead. I've used Report Studio earlier as well, so that's why I have all these packages which are recently used. If you don't have the packages recently used, you can just go to Samples, Models, and you have these 4 packages which are given pre-default by Cognos. That is Go Data Warehouse Analysis, Go Data Warehouse Query, Go Sales Analysis, and Go Sales Query. Now I'll tell you the difference between these 4 packages. The first package is a data warehouse package that contains all the domains like HR, sales, finance, and other stuff as well, employee data and everything. And the Go Sales package contains only the sales portion of that particular Go warehouse. Okay, this is the difference between Go Data Warehouse and Go Sales. Now, the difference between analysis and a query package is, query package is a relational package. There you don't have a hierarchy where one is below the other and one is on top of the other. There's no hierarchy, there's no tree structure. You will get query subjects, which is the table, and you have query items, which is your attributes or facts or whatever stuff it is. Although in an analysis package you'll have a hierarchy kind of thing. Let me select and show you once again. Once you select, I just cancel and open once again. Once you launch the Report Studio, it will ask you to select the particular package. Let's select Go Sales Query. Okay, it will open Report Studio and it will give you okay, you can allow the clipboard access. Now you can create another new file or you can open the existing file, whatever you want to do. I'll create a new file. I can again select the package again. If you want to change the package, I can again change the package, go to Samples, Models, and then change the package. Right now let's stick to Go Sales Query and let's open a blank report and show you how the package is loaded. So the package is loading and this is the Report Studio structure over here. Okay, this contains your top menu, the toolbars. Okay, this is your insertable objects section. Okay, you have your data items. These 3 tabs over here, data items. Okay, and this is the toolbox from which you can insert whatever tools we have over here, like the text box, the table, the query calculation, layout calculations, your value prompts and other stuff you can always insert over here. Whatever items you've used on the report will be shown in the data items section. This is the source section where you have the complete package that you have loaded. Okay, that's the properties section where you'll get the property for each section, each item that you have selected. This is designer. Okay, the workspace. Now the workspace consists of also 3 tabs. That is the page explorer where you have the pages, the prompts and classes, the query explorer having the queries and everything, and the condition explorer.